to our special live edition from Bat Yam, as you can see behind me in both of the different live feeds. We are by the Yam, a beautiful, beautiful day in holy Eretz Yisrael, in the Holy Land. I hope the sound and everything is coming out good and the online feed is clear for you guys. If there's any issues, you can always go to our Breslov Israel podcast and check out the full audio there. I'm sporting my Thank You Hashem hat, which any of you wonderful viewers were there on Sunday at our live class, or you can go check it out now, with promoting Emuna and my father, Mr. Goldsmith. Check him out and his wonderful bio and the wonderful words that we were blessed to have as we sat together with Rav Dayan Elgrod in our studio in Yerushalayim. It was such a simcha for me, such a joy to have my father in Jerusalem and my mother as well, both of them together, grandma and grandpa, in the Holy Land. And I thank everyone out there who sent their regards and blessings and prayers, because they made it. It's a big joy for me to spend time with the family, and I'm sure everyone out there who's had the last few years with the Corona challenge and everything that goes on has missed their family deeply, as well as I. I'm just going to add a little bit more lighting for the YouTube. There we go. And hopefully we're going to see a lot of good news from all our family and friends in the coming days to go towards Shavuot. We're in the Sphira, so Omer Day, Soulful Sphira, and I'm very blessed to see that everyone behind me can see this holy sea that's behind us in the Holy Land. It's such a blessing to be able to share with you weekly classes, and the focus today is Emuna is our future with long-term success. We're talking about the long-term plan, how we can strategize together, how we can join together. The class is going live a little bit earlier than we usually do, but that's for a good reason. I hope you don't mind. I'm just going to sit a bit more forward so you can see my lovely face in the camera and everything. And I just want to ask all of you to share this. We need these classes to go more global. Thank God the Sunday weekly class generally gets out to 20, 30,000 people online a week, and it will be with your blessing that we can get this larger and larger. And we thank Hashem again for providing us the ability to do this live while we're away, so I'm able to keep up the post and the content and all the great flow of Emuna classes from Rav Shalom Orish, Lita, our host on these channels, and it's amazing. Yeah, just only good things to say right now, and the win-win vibes that we're getting of this Sphira, this special week of Netzach. Netzach is victory, Netzach is winning. We want to be obviously always on the winning team. That's the kind of vibe we're looking for in our life and journey. And it's very important to me that the vibes you feel from what I'm doing is filled with win-win. So I want to just get the lighting on a bit more. So you're just going to excuse me for one moment while I step out. There we go. Thankfully we're able to get a lit up energy here, and so you can see my face a bit more. That's it. Okay, good. So you guys are loyal listeners and followers of what we're doing, and being that we are in the Holy Land and we're able to share this content, it's a big opportunity in the middle of the Sphira, in the middle of the Shavuos days leading up these 7 special weeks towards Kabbalah Torah, towards the time where we receive the most important instruction, that moment of unification between us and Hashem Yisbarach, us and the Torah, us and the nation of Israel, and all the different people of humanity who understand the importance of this day of Shavuot. We have this middle point right now where today is Tiferes Netzach, which is the 24th day, I believe, of the Sphira, and tonight we're counting the 25th, which is Netzach Netzach. This is the victory of the victory, the win-win. This is the kind of mindset for business, for success, for everything we're trying to accomplish in this world. This is the mindset we need to go ahead in our lives. All of us need this kind of mindset. It makes a big difference that we are doing this as a global campaign, because it's not something I can do by myself. To really run a company, to run a organization, to get the message of Emuna global, it's going to take a united effort, a together effort. That's why we always thank you, the host, the guests, the ones who join us weekly, because you're the ones who will then take these classes and get them on a larger level past the threshold of where I have a reach, and by us joining together, the reach grows. That's the online win-win of subscribing, liking, sharing, promoting, getting out the message, coming up with concepts. Like my father came up with an idea, why only Sport Aid, Live Aid, Band Aid, Live Aid? Why not Emuna Aid? We could come up with a brand, Emuna Aid, and do like some sort of large event to generate more awareness and hopefully some partnership as well to all the causes of Rav Shalom Orish, Chesed, and all the wonderful people we're trying to help globally with the books and the content. Remember, you can check it out, breslev.com. I apologize if my last week's class didn't get yet on the site, but we've been working on, thank God, developing these classes better and better, and the weekly class has appeared on the site. Hopefully my class with my father will be there by the end of the week, and you should check it out, share it. Very important experience, advice about how event merchandising and my father's company and all the years in the music business helped him reach millions of people. If you would put it all together, I'm sure it's in the millions and millions of people that the events and the merchandise, promotion, all the different promotional products, including the program and all the things over the years, and now it's all switched online, and you can check out eventmerchandising.com and see what they're doing online and how they're reaching out now to YouTubers and influencers. And I'm sure with time there'll be the whole NFT and the whole online metaverse world that people like Mark Zuckerberg are getting very excited about. And it's an opportunity for us to stay innovative and be part of those journeys with the Emuna focus. That really, if you just make it simple, as I was saying to my father and mother, and they were asking me last night when we went out to eat in Bat Yam, they were asking me like, what is Emuna? Tell us. So simply put, it's not faith. Faith is a very loose translation. Emuna is that relationship with Hashem. That is the biggest win-win, to help us all develop more relationship with Hashem. Then we're all unified as people who are human reality of unifying our souls, united souls. And you once again go to the description and put up last week a new Substack, and all the different podcasts and vibes going on down underneath. You can subscribe and join and share all those links down there and be part of the family, wonderful people. And the concept is that we have the ability to develop that relationship with Hashem. It strengthens the soul level. And once the soul level is strengthened, then we have the ability to share that globally. Yeah, so this is a big focus that we're trying to work on over here, to get the soul level stronger so that we can unify. So we have all kinds of musicians, we have all kinds of guests, artists, speakers. Now we had a business with my father, and for some of the guests we've had have recently appeared on TED Talks, like Moshe Gersh, I don't know if you saw that, or Gedalia Fenster is traveling, doing touring, and all the different guests we've had, thank God, their reach is also growing, like Shlomi Zions, and he's working with the Meaningful podcast people. And we also had, thank God, Yaakov Langer, who's now new podcast. We've had some of his guests, and we'd like to have a few of his guests also on our podcast as well, seeing his new podcast collaboration with Living Inspired Grow. The general Jewish world of podcasting and influencing and getting out content, thank God, is expanding, and the reach is growing, and it's something that's happening as a unified experience because we're hopefully all in touch and helping each other. I just saw recently posted Rabbi Eliezer Brody, one of our previous important staff members here, wrote many of the translations to Rabbi Orish's books and taught for years and years here in an important way. He's now touring in America, and wish him success. And obviously the Breslov.org and all the Rav Chaim Kramer's Chevra, they're doing amazing things with their books and publishing, and we wish them all success. The idea is it's a win-win experience. We're all here really together, and that's the focus we need to have. If anyone has any other people that wants to get mentioned, Maimon was one of the teachers here many years ago, and now thank God is Breslov, I think is Torah.org or something like that. He's doing amazing things, and all the organizations, all the websites, all the shtadlis, all the efforts, it's about getting the Emuna vibes in a more global way. So all of us together can reach out and have that experience that picks us up a little bit, that elevates us, that gives us a more feeling of connection and elevation. And that will change the whole vibe of what we're here for, because it's not just about me. It's not only about what I can do and how I can pay my bills, but if you think in a larger way, and this is the hope, and the Gedalia Fence talks about this a lot in his morning classes and his larger classes when he does his bigger events. He talks about Mokum Degalis, the idea of expanded consciousness. This is something which is very understood nowadays as mindfulness and the awareness that people have, thank God, are developing through these online opportunities of courses and texts, and thank God now you have audiobooks, and there's so much amazing content out there. So all of us have the ability with what we're doing here with the Emuna focus is to tune in with Emuna through talking to Hashem, to expand our consciousness, to expand our connection to our soul level, and then to realize B'Shem Kol Yisrael, and it's a yichud of a unification of all the souls, that I can't really succeed my mission if the other souls aren't achieving theirs. We're really like, as the Chofetz Chaim once wrote a long time back in the last century, he wrote back about how Am Yisrael are army, and our job, the Jewish people, is not only Mamleches Kohanim, we're a holy nation of priests, we're Goy Kodesh, we're a holy nation, and we're all a Goyim, we're meant to shine out light to the nations, to the world, but we're also the concept of an army, as Savos Hashem, that we are the army of Hashem, and our army of is not to take over the world, is rather to inspire the world, is rather to each person to perform their different mission. And obviously Darchei Noam is done in a pleasant way, Darchei Kol Nesiv Shalom, it's done with Darchei Shalom. We're not here to conquer people, we're here to inspire, to elevate, to give people the wisdom, the awe, the light, the panemius, the inner substance of the world, to get people more connected to the root level of who they are, the soul level, the inner level. I was meeting with someone, I already spoke to you about this previous class, the idea of a lot of these thought leaders and influencers who are helping, and if we go back to Stephen Covey, the one who wrote the fourth habit of win-win, it's such an important habit of helping people going into public victory, into the public space with the right mindset. To work in a company, we have to be there to help assist the larger culture of the company, the goals, the mission statement of the company. Same with our home, the mission statement of our home, the goals of each person around us in our sphere of influence, to enable them to succeed, to win, to be victorious. This is the Netzach Shebenetzach. This is the victory of victory. This is Netzach Didam. We will be victorious. This is our mission statement as a company, as a unifying force of Emuna. And if real Emuna is there, and you know everything is for the good, and you know that everything you're going to get financially and Panasa-wise, and you have to constantly go over this and over this, because every day is a new challenge. You have to go over this concept, and I'm actually going to remove the baseball cap now, because I just think that you'd get a better glimpse of my wonderful face. Thank you. So we have the idea that the concepts of win-win are very available nowadays. That Stephen Covey did that years ago, and the Torah Kadosha for sure has always taught us. Rabbi Nachman ben Feiga, Rabbi Nachman ben Simcha, he taught very much to his students, like Rabbi Nosson, that you want the success of all the students, you want the success of all the Kehillah, all the community. It's about building success around you. And that's the long-term success that this class is about. So we have to have a larger view of what success is. Success isn't my own personal followers or how big subscription I have or all these numbers and figures and facts. It's, even though for sure the world out there measures things in those ways, the measuring stick has a lot to do with that, but we have to have our inner measuring stick, the measuring stick that's based on success, based on true success. And that's something which I know all of you, and I'm sorry, like YouTube's apparently like the Wi-Fi, just, you know, this is not my Wi-Fi, so it's just going a little bit laboured here. So if you see any issues, you can always go to Facebook to get a clearer view, or you can once again go to the, thank God, the lovely audio and listen. So I would love to hear from anyone out there. If anyone's watching and wants to give feedback, we did start the class a little bit earlier, a few hours earlier, just because schedule-wise, you know, I just had to, now I'm on the road, just be a little bit more zrizas, Lazarez, to get this class done before things get busy later on, and then I would lose the spot to do the class, because you know, I'm here for my family, and as well as trying to balance and juggle the work as well. So it's a lot going on. So the fact that I even got this class done, and the Sunday class, and edited, and everything sent out, and all the different other posts, thank God, with Rav Orish and the general Emuna content, that in itself is already a miracle that I was able to get all that done. So excuse me that this is now like on the road and the Wi-Fi is a little bit laboured over there on the YouTube, for example. So I thank you again, one, that you support me by tuning in, by sharing, by giving feedback. You know, we got some really lovely feedback about my father's class this Sunday. It means a lot. And that's the kind of win-win mindset that we want to let other people know that we're appreciating what they're doing. Even like, so let's say right now we're on Facebook and we now call the company Meta, yeah? That's what Mark Zuckerberg has rebranding, and he's going around now on many podcasts. He was on Tim Ferriss's podcast. He was on Lex Friedman's podcast. Now he's on Lex Friedman, I think Friedman, maybe, yeah. And then now he's on Tom Bilyeu's podcast, Impact Theory. And it was very interesting. I mean, I have to check it out again. It's one of those things, a lot of conversation, a lot of discussion, high level technological terminologies and concepts were talked about and discussed. But the main feeling that I get from Mark Zuckerberg, even though he has a lot of controversy and a lot of people out there have issues with Facebook, that the main feeling I get, one, he's a yid. Yeah, that's important to remind ourselves. There have been people, as I mentioned on Joe Rogan, they'll say, I'm a yid. Yeah, that's important to remind ourselves. He is a yid. And two, is that he wants to connect people. That's really the point. And that is our win-win focus. That's the key to Mark Zuckerberg, in my opinion, is his success, that it's a win-win focus, that really people have made a lot of success through the online platforms like Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp for sure. They have ownership of WhatsApp, and then all the other platforms we're working on now, YouTube and the Google platforms, and there's all the other big ownerships of all these big online platforms like Spotify. I believe they got hold of Anchor FM, which is where we're posting our podcast, and all these different organizations that are bringing more and more advanced levels of communication, and that's where the world is heading. So obviously we're going to have to step up at some point and develop higher levels of online abilities to communicate together and interact together. We can always offer a Zoom feed, a Zoom tour. We've done that in the past for Toronto, have been reaching out again, but they obviously want to have the Rav Shalom Orish there, Shlita, but we do have Rav Dayan Elgod as well, thank God, to translate, and if Rav Orish is unable to speak, we have Rav Dayan Elgod to not replace the Rav, but to sit in that space, and that's a win-win focus because he is a student of the Rav, and there has to be a hamshacha, a continuation, like Moshe to Yeshua to Anshe Knesset Gedola, so to Rav Orish, to Rav Elgod, to as we continue on to his own family and all the other students of the Rav. It's very important we go ahead, and that's our opportunity. Someone like Gedalia, thank God, is making a big impact out there. Oh, Zigzag says hello. So that is an important step forward because we're not only reliant on what was, we're going ahead, we're thinking with a long-term plan. And for me personally, my long-term plan is not just to collaborate and to unify with other people and give blessings like Chabad.org and all the other organizations, H.com, and all the amazing things going on online, and all our friends, all the influencers that are actually talking about truth. Like the third thing with Mark Zuckerberg is that he does recognize that there is a creation and a creator, and he feels he's part of that process, and that's the technological revolution that's going on that we're all part of. And those people are leading the way on the technology side, and I believe our job is to lead the way on the soul level. That's part of my mission statement. I have to lead to bring more united soul level to what we're doing. The levels of Emuna should be discussed, and the ideas that we have different levels of the soul. And we mentioned that the win-win mindset comes from this sphere, this divine emanation of Netzach. And right now we're in Parshas Bahar. Bahar is going up the mountain as we're getting closer and closer to Shavuos. We're already now halfway through that middle point, that middle way, path of balance, as the Rambam says. And Moshe Maimonides, we get from him a light, a derech, a path of not extremism with Judaism or anything, any path we go on. It shouldn't be extreme except when we're running away from pure negativity like anger or honor. But everything else should be done in a balanced way, balanced focus. And remember that Tiferes, that balance today, Tiferes Shabbaton, and then bring it into the victory level, the public victory. Once we've worked on that private victory, we can go public. As Stephen Covey wisely wrote, we first have to work on the inner world before we can go and influence and mashpia on the outer world. There's no good us just becoming an influencer and our inner world's a mess and we're not living up to what we're saying. As we mentioned, and we dedicate again to Zachariah Wallerstein, Zatzal. He was someone whose inner world was standing up to the test. He wouldn't watch content that wasn't according to what he was teaching, and he wouldn't be involved with the internet and the phones according to where he was holding, so he could help people with their addiction, help people with their their pulls to all these other things, and he was able to focus people in a true way, in an honest way. Now, I'm not in his level. I honestly know where I'm at, that I do have phones and I have internet and I'm involved with things, so I'm not on his level of precious or ability to hold back from all that. So when I'm coming to teach from you, I'm aware of where my place is and who I am, that I'm not on that level, but I have other things that I believe that are gifts from Hashem, that one, I didn't grow up religious at all. So I was able to hopefully learn how to elevate and turn the darkness into light, how to transform the challenges of this world and all the drives and desires and overcome them in a very intense way that my journey had to be about. From going from a club runner, running clubs, nightclubs, to now running tour events and spiritual platforms, and this is the transformation I had to do. And also now with the online world, learning how to transform the online experience to a more spiritual experience, to developing a sphere of influence online that's only bringing towards me positive content that helps me grow and not all the preachers of the negativity, and to also realize the chaval avolim, the emptiness of those false realities, those false desires and those needs that supposedly that pull us, in a way, but really it's all just, as the Baal Shem Tov says, it's just fantasies. It's all just imaginations. It's nothing really real. All these walls that are blocking or obstructing us. Fine, we have to go down there and work with the people and help them realize those walls are all just fantasies, imaginations, and not really standing in the way. That really we're clear with Hashem's help to do everything we need to do, and to realize that that's also the meter of Netzach and Moshe Rabbeinu. He was able to have the strength to overcome everything. For me personally right now, getting the ability to do the mitzvah, and that's why I bring this hat back in. I thank the Monsi Chevra. Thank you Hashem. It's so important to thank Hashem, and all the different organizations of Thank You Hashem, the ones in Muncie and the general world, TY Hashem, however they do it. The main point is just keep thanking Hashem, keep saying thank you, that I got to spend time with my parents. It means so much to me to be with parents, they're not young, and to be able to have quality time with them, and whatever that is for each of you with relationships and time with people you care about and love, or success in business, to say thank you Hashem, not just to look on next thing, allow to internalize the blessings Hashem's giving you. Right now I'm sitting in Bat Yam, and just look at this view. I mean, it's just amazing. I mean, on the Facebook you can't see it so much, but it's just a stunning view. And I just get to wake up every day to this, and I thank Hashem that I was blessed to be able to be in the Holy Land and have a view like this, and be able to spend time with my wife, my kids, and my parents, and and at the same time be able to do this class and be able to join you. There's so much to thank Hashem, so much appreciation, so much attitude of gratitude. That was the big thing. My son put on today a song when I was davening Shacharis. He had it on the machine, and he put on Mizmor LaToda. And it was a song from Rav Arush. He sings Mizmor LaToda. It's so important to sing a song of thanks. Hoyel Hashem Kolayitz. Who wrote these words? Ivdu et Hashem b'simcha, boy lefana birnana. To serve Hashem with joy, with energy, with empowerment, with victory, with a positive, true mindset. Who gave us these tools? Moshe Rabbeinu was the composer of Ivdu et Hashem b'simcha. You'll see my father walking past as I'm doing the class. Which is amazing. Give a wave. Thank God. So he, thank God, is sitting there enjoying the sun right now behind me. But the main point is to remember that Moshe Rabbeinu himself wrote those words that we say in Tehillim, in Psalms, and we sing in Shacharis during the week. Mizmor LaSoda. It's a song to give us thanks to Hashem. This is our gift, that we can praise Hashem and bring that mindset into our workspace, to say thank you for the people that help us achieve, to give thank you to all the collaboration, the unity bookings I'm trying to develop, all the different wonderful souls bringing together, all these talented influencers, bringing them together, and hopefully on the long-term plan, I believe the long-term success is going to be with this mindset of gratitude, a mindset of expansiveness, a mindset of working together. The long-term, it will come back with blessing, and people will see the sincere light that we're generating. I believe my wife as well, Teeny Pop 613 on Instagram, Masha Goldsmith. It would be a long-term plan where we're going to develop success together. And it's not going to be something which has to be with pressure and in corporate, where they're going to tell us how to do this and how that. As Joe Rogan so wisely put, not to become a slave to all the different voices around you in the business that are telling you how to do this and how to do that. Rather, that your own unique light should shine through, and you should have that independence to be able to give that over nowadays with all these online platforms, it's so doable, it's so real. You can make these podcasts, you can make these online experiences, and obviously we're admitting that we have work to do to get the level up and up, but that's part of the process. The long-term plan is good, the long-term success is what we're looking at, then we will get there. Someone here wrote, "Thank you Hashem, your will and not mine, your path and not mine." Exactly, that's an even better way of saying it. It's true for all people who've gone through, for example, addictions and struggles with their own desires. They realize the only way to really get freedom and to go out of this Mitzrayim that we're counting away from as we go towards Kabbalah Torah right now, and we're in the middle right now, that middle point, the best thing of all is that was Moshe Rabbeinu's level, Anachnu Ma, that he said himself, what am I? That he gave up his das, his will, to Hashem Yisbarach, to the Creator himself, and he was able to be a pipeline for Torah, for spirituality, and to give over that wisdom. And that was the inner wisdom, the inner light that's in Moshe Rabbeinu that we all have. As it says in the Zohar, Shmashta to Moshe, that his light, B'chol Dor V'Dor, is spread out. That nitzos, that spark of Moshe, is in all of us. And as we're going up Bahar, this week's parsha with Shemitah, and we're realizing that the land, Eretz HaKodesh, is the seventh land. It's the land of Malchus, it's a land of song, it's a land of Kedusha Shabbos, of Shabbat Kodesh, and it has a Shabbat, Shemitah ala Oretz, Shabbaton. There's a certain holiness there that gives us the ability to hold back and work in the land and not getting caught up with anything out there that would take us away from appreciating the gift of being in this holy land and understanding that we are slowly returning back to this land, that history is moving us back and back, closer and closer towards our home, towards our source level, that we can't avoid our mission in the world, the Jewish people and the general world. The world also has, each nation has their mission, and all the 70 meters, the 70 nations are all going to come to simcha, to joy, and sing together with unification. And our role as a Jew, as a Kohen, is to bring that holiness from the Eretz Yisrael to light, especially to the whole world, to spread it out, not just within the souls of the Jewish people as all the generations, but the whole world should know Hashem, should know the oneness, the unification, the win-win mindset, that we're here together, not to be jealous, not to be fighting over my business and your position and your company and this and that, but to want the success of everyone. One of the things I love about Breslev.com, our site, it sells all the Breslev books from all the different companies. It's not, when it comes down, this is a unifier. Money is a unifier if it's used correctly, if it's done with the right mindset, because really we all need to benefit, we all need to profit. That was David HaMelech's tefillah that we say at the end of Tehillim, when we finish Tehillim hopefully every month or every week, however often you can complete all the Psalms. A very big, important thing to do in your life, especially during the month of Tishrei. And there's my father again, Baruch Hashem. Every time we finish, we should want panasa zeh lezeh. Yeah, we should want people to make panasa, income and business together, this with this. Everyone should be able to influence each other with more wealth and more success, more contacts, networking, give opportunities for another person, help them go ahead. Someone's reached out to me and they want contacts in the Yeshiva world to help them be a life coach, or help them or set them up meetings. Do it. It will come back to you positively. There's a guy, Hillel Fold, he does it apparently publicly, he's been in the Army talking about it. There's all these kind of people who constantly are there in that position, all these networkers and all these podcasters, they're there, like Joe Rogan in the general world. He's always helping his friends have bigger success and bigger opportunities, and hosting them in his show, or hosting them on tour, or giving them network and opportunities. This is the kind of win-win mindset we have to go for, and that you see there, the ones who are winning the most are the ones who will network, not cancelling, not fighting, not wasting their time in the comment section, but to build up the sphere of influence around you. Anyway, I just want to wish you all a beautiful rest of the week. I'm sitting, thank God again, my father, you just saw him featured in the background of the video. Yeah, we're in Bat Yam, we're in Eretz HaKodesh. We have the ability to return here. The corona thing, thank God, has got less and less important and less and less restrictive, thank God, and it should remain that way, and to the point where we don't have to really think about it anymore, and we should have the space, the Yeshiva Das, the peace of mind to appreciate it. It should have trust in the land. We should realize there's a holiness to this land, and there's a Kedusha. My Rebbe, his Zayda, told the Rebbe, his, thank God, Yotzai is this week, it's actually tonight. Netza Shabbanetza, David. And one of the things I've learned from my Rebbe and David was the humility. The land teaches you patience, it teaches you humility, and humility is a big part of wanting the success of other people. You know, one of the things I love about my personal Rebbe is he comes up to us and he said to my father this week on Shabbos, when we came there, and my father got to open there in Kodesh, when we used the Sefer Torah from a few hundred years old of David Tolna, the original student of and the son of the Moranayim, was a student of the Baal Shem. It goes all the way back to the Baal Shem. He took that light with him and went outside, and the Rebbe came up to us and saw my sons and said, you get nachas from them, you get pleasure from your grandchildren, I also do. Yeah, that's the kind of mindset we need to realize. We're all together. We want the success of all the families, all the kids, all the children, the grandchildren. We want to generate a world, and that in itself will guide so much. All these silly arguments going on in America politically and this and that, if we just understand the importance of progeny, of the future, the long-term success is our children and our children's children, and all the investment, all the time that we're busy on phone calls and making effort to make their life a bit better, improving them, giving them better rabbonim, giving them better shlichim, better therapy, whatever is needed to help our children nowadays. It's an investment that's the long-term success that we need for our life. That was Moshe Rabbeinu bringing down all the generations. He was thinking all the generations, even till now. Moshe Rabbeinu was with us when he said, serve Hashem with joy. He was talking to us. It wasn't just back then. It wasn't David and Melech's generation. It wasn't just all those holy, righteous people in the previous generation. Hashem, their merit should help us, all of them. But right now, it's talking to us right now to win, and to win with joy, to win with success. Now, I wish you all a wonderful rest of the week. Thanks again for joining me. Keep sharing Emuna Global. Share all the classes. Emunalive.com is a place to partner. And I'm blessing everybody with a wonderful, happy Shabbos, a Shabbos of Bahar, of holiness, and a Shabbos where we go up the mountain successfully. Another 25 days to work on our character traits. The real work has almost been done, and now it's more now about internalization, the next ones, and learning to listen, and learning to synergize, learning to join with others, and learning how to be mashpia, to give over. These are the next coming weeks, and we'll talk about that Kosai as we finish Pashas and Sefer Vayikra, and we head towards the Midbar Mamish. We go into the desert to get ready to receive the Torah Mamish in a place of humility, in a place of a kli, a vessel to receive this light, so then we can shine it onwards. I'm wishing everybody all the best, and have a wonderful rest of the week, and share this. Thank you so much.